What's good, YouTube? It's Jay, and I'm back again with another video. Man, I tell y'all, this YouTube business is something. It's a lot of work. However, I'd like to welcome you back to my channel, Respiratory Therapy Essentials for the TMC exam. Now, tonight we are on video number 10. Familiar with what I'm doing? We're putting out our 10th video, and I certainly hope that you are on board. Tonight, we're going to be talking about tracheostomy tube, and particularly the fenestrated tracheostomy tube that you will see on the TMC exam. We have the information that you need in order to put you over the little hump. So if you're ready, without any further ado, let's do this. Okay guys, I'm back, and tonight we are talking about tracheostomy tube, and in particularly the fenestrated tracheostomy tube. I want you to know that when you're taking the exam, these are the type of things that can sneak up on you because you tend to study a whole lot of the other information, but this is specific information that I know that you can appreciate, all right? If you knew that you had these and you haven't forgotten these. All right, let's go over them. First of all, a trach tube is indicated when the patient needs long-term mechanical ventilation in an airway. Now, the trach tube reduces airway resistance. It's also good for a patient that's difficult to wean from mechanical ventilation because it takes so long. Now, trach tubes are best used when they're oral route or the nasal intubation route is not possible due to airway obstruction or foreign body or burns to the face or burn injury. Then we consider and we intubate them with a trach tube. We in anticipation that they'll be on the ventilator for a long period of time. Now, the trach tube can improve our patient activity of daily living, such as eating or even speaking. They can be, when I say they, I mean trach tube, they can be either cuffed or uncuffed. Now, our uncuffed tubes are usually seen in neonate and infants, okay? Rarely will you see one in adult, but it's possible. Let's talk about the cuff tube. If you're treating a patient with a cuff tube, it should be inflated during positive pressure ventilation, IPB treatments, while the patient is eating, or if there is a risk of aspiration, or the patient has a feeding tube only. This is the only time that the tube should be inflated. Whenever the tube needs to be removed for any reason, always use a sterile dressing. Apply sterile dressing. Don't close the stoma or don't suture the stoma closed. Now, I want to talk particularly about the fenestrated tube. The fenestrated tracheostomy tube has an inner and outer cannula. The outer cannula has a hole to allow air to pass through the tube, past the vocal cord to allow for speaking. Now, but for this to happen, you must follow these steps. Deflate the cuff, remove the inner cannula, and the cap must be placed over the trach tube to direct air over the vocal folds. When the patient needs mechanical ventilation or positive pressure ventilation or IPPV, you must follow these steps. Remove the cap, put the inner cannula in, and then inflate the cuff. When you're making the transition from mechanical ventilation to a speaking configuration, you need to follow these steps, and you have to follow them on the NBRC exam in the correct order. Remove the inner cannula, deflate the cup, and place the cap on the trach tube. I'm gonna go back over those two again. When the patient needs mechanical ventilation or positive pressure ventilation, you must follow these steps. Remove the cap, put the inner cannula in, and inflate the cuff. When your patient needs mechanical ventilation and they're going to a speaking configuration, remove the inner cannula, deflate the cuff, and place the cap on the trach tube. Now, on the exam, there is a situation, a question that would be on there that most everybody forget. When you insert a tracheostomy tube for the first time, you have a guide or an obturator. Make sure when you insert that cuff tube that you pull that obturator out because it's only there for a guide. And I can assure you, you'll see that again, all right? But a point is a point to me. And there's no sense in losing point over the little thing when you can just be prepared for them in the beginning. Early complications are bleeding, pneumothorax, subcutaneous emphysema. Late complication, transesophageal fistula, slow internal bleeding, and infection. And there you have it, the fenestrated tracheostomy tube for the TMC exam. Okay, people, I'm back, short and sweet. But you will see these things on the TMC exam, and you need to get into the habit. A point is a point. You want every point on this exam that you can get, all right? Listen to the old man, and I can assure you, you will be prepared when you attempt the NBRC on your very next attempt, all right? Hey, do me a favor. I am working hard for a subscription. I don't have a lot of subscription. However, my main purpose is that one person pass the TMC exam for my content. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel. Turn on post notification because we are giving you content for the TMC exam every single week. And until next time, we out.